last week, with paying, right? Like particularly mine was, we pay every Friday, but the first week is held. So cleaners that's getting paid on this Friday, it's for work they did on last week, right? So I would definitely recommend having that on a sheet, and then you can give that and you can communicate that with your cleaner. Because I try to tell them that
Not a pay date, but a fee schedule, so they would know how much they get paid per house.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I guess when I heard schedule,
Okay.
I'm thinking of like pay. Well, I
pay
mean,
schedule. Yeah.
You can be upfront about your fees, right? So I let them know, like, hey, look, you can look at our prices. You get this amount of the percentage per house. And then I always let them know, like, if we're running a special, that would be that we will let them know if they're like running a special or anything like that. But I just be open about your prices. Do you let them know the price point of what they'll get paid when you're assigning the job to them?
I do,
Okay.
but it's individualized. It's
right, because it's per house.
Right.
Yeah. And so
I don't have anything set, because
right, like a 1 bedroom you get 40, 2 bedroom you get
right.
60. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either, because like I said, like you could be running, especially you offer somebody 10% off, but I would give them like your general prices, and like this is our general prices. We don't give no more than 20% off or whatever that percentage off, so then they'll have some kind of idea of what they would be getting per like size of the home, or like per size, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you type that up and just kind of give that to them, or?
Yep. I type it up, like I had it in like a little PDF that I would send out to like new cleaners, just information about the business and about, what we have. And then I always tell them, because they'll ask, so I'll give them a range. So I'll be like, okay, our normal 3-bedroom, 3-bath house, is anywhere from, 240 to 300, depending on the size of the home and the scope of work. So we get 50% of that total job amount. So I kind of do that, so that way they'll kind of understand like an average. And then I'll give them like, I just create some little printout on Canva and just give it to them. Or, I mean, it doesn't even have to be fancy. You can just type it out and send it to them in an email. Yeah.
Yep. Look, I might be asking too much. You don't have any examples of that?
In my mind, I was like, maybe I'll just create an example. I was trying to think if I still had my old one, but I think it was on my other laptop. But I'll create like an example and put on the resource section with my pen. But definitely, do you hire weekly, like every single week? Do you have the same hiring practices?
I try to have the same hiring practices. I've been kind of adjusting things because I think I was having too much paperwork or what have you, because I had a welcome letter and a what to expect, expectations, and this type of thing. Then they're getting the gusto email and the booking emails, and
yeah. No, I can understand that, especially I used to have something that was super, super like detailed. And then I kind of like simplified it a lot. Another thing you can do is just do like a hiring video. You can like create a hiring video on, is it Vimeo? Vimeo or something like that, or YouTube, and make it private. And then you can say all of the like high primary thing that you need to say to them. And then, that's it. So that way more people will be prone to listen than to read. So maybe you can try that. And so you're just sending them a link and ask them to look at that, and then give them instructions afterwards. So that way you can try to make sure they listen to the full thing. So that way, like in the beginning of the video, you can maybe say, please listen to the end because I have very important instructions for you. And then at the end of the video, it can just be as simple as, please email me your availability for the week, right? Just putting something in there so you can try to get them to stay throughout the whole video. Even though it's not going to be long, 4 to 5 minutes, it should be no more than that. but just something to make sure that they watch till the end.
Okay.
Awesome. Let's see, I see 2 things in the chat. Hey, Jasmine, would you recommend taking payment through Wix, or can I connect it through Stripe through Wix? So I wouldn't recommend utilizing Stripe. I'm sorry, I wouldn't recommend utilizing Wix at all for the payment processing. It would be a thing to where you would just be connecting your Booking Koala link to your, and let me just do a share screen, because I've seen this question pop up a lot in the group this week. Let me do a share screen, because I also been like wrestling back and forth. I just have not been able to figure out like an easy process to do this. But I was considering giving away the website template to all of the members for an easy solution for a website, right? I just have not been able to figure out like a streamlined process to get it out to everybody. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I've been wrestling with this since like probably 2 weeks now, but let me show you guys this, how this would look. So if you are using now, what is it? Now, Booking Koala, I believe, does offer a feature where you can embed it, but I have no idea how, like, that's really too much techie for me. That kind of goes out of like my scope of work. But they do have an embed process. I just have no idea how what that would look like. But so this is like the fast, easy way that you would do if you don't know how to embed it, like take the code from the Booking Koala and actually embed the booking platform on here. So what you would do instead is just create you a button like this, right? So you would have book now buttons all throughout the website, right? And all you would do is just you'll go to your button and you can create, I mean, if you're like having to create one on your own, right? On the sidebar is where you can have all your features to design your website. And Wix is pretty easy. It's a drop and drag type of situation. You'll go to plus, you'll go to button, and then there's a different button variations. You'll have like a theme button that will kind of go with your design, and then you'll choose one, right? And then you can change the colors. You can add a layering color. You can layer it. I mean, you can make the edges round. You can make it bigger, small. You can do all the things. But when you hover over the button, you'll select link, and then you'll click link, and then you'll click web address. And then from the web address is where you'll place your URL. Okay, let me get to a Booking Koala platform and I can show you. I think I have one up. Okay, I do. Okay, so you'll go to your Booking Koala platform. You'll come to the side to settings, web design, and you'll go to web, I think this is the one. And then you'll go customize theme. Now, I don't know if there's an easier way to do this. This is just the best way that I know how to get to it. And then you'll go to pages on the top, and then you're going to go to your booking page. So your book now page. Okay. And then this is your domain. So you'll hover over the domain, copy and paste, and then you'll take it over to Wix and place it in here, and then you'll press, and then you just press done, right? So what happens is, let me publish this and visit site. So what happens is, now when I click on this button, it'll seem, well, let me see. shoot, now I'm gonna have to log out. Okay, so hover over the button, press book now, and then now it takes me directly to the page to where it handles it so seamlessly to where the client, unless the client is looking at the top of the booking bar, they would not know that they left one website to another, right? So like they're on the website, like, okay, I'm awesome, I'm ready to book. And you would put this link through every single book now button, right? You want to make sure you have these all throughout your website. And then you'll just press, the client will just press book now and it'll take them directly here seamlessly, right? The other best thing is to do, like you can, I would like change the colors to what matches your website. So that way it's like, it's really seamless because all the colors matching, because on your Booking Koala platform, you can customize the colors that's throughout here.
Okay, we're gonna sleep.
Let me see. I can't see who's off mute, but if you guys can press mute, that'd be awesome. So let me go back to the chat.
Amen.
All right, somebody's listening to some church. Okay. So who asked it? So Charlie, does that answer your question about the WIC? And, or I guess I didn't answer your direct question. Okay. So what it is now that you have your website connected to your Booking Koala, you want your Stripe connected to your Booking Koala. So when the client books and the card is pre-held, and then after the booking, when the funds are taken out, it goes to your Stripe. So you don't want your Stripe connected to WIC. You're going to have your Booking Koala, like, connected dots, right? You'll have your WIC account and you'll have your Booking Koala connected to your WIC. And then you'll have your Stripe connected to your, Booking Koala, right? We talked about this on Finance Friday too, more in detail. So if you wanted to check out that replay, and then from your Stripe is connected to your business bank account. So then the funds will then eventually go to your business bank account. That helps. Okay, awesome. Does anybody else have any questions? Can you show where it is in BK to connect to Stripe? Yes, let me relog back in one moment. While I'm doing that, you guys, do anybody have any questions about the WIC or connection to WIC or anything like that? And I'm looking for the login information. So if anybody wanted to come off mute to ask any follow-ups while I look for this, then you guys can definitely do so. There it is. Okay. Naomi, did you have a question about the WIC setup or Stripe for Booking Koala?
No, I have a question about Booking Koala. I'm having trouble trying to resend the verification email for my provider, and I can't find anywhere to, even though I've gone into email, I can't find how to resend the verification email and set him up on Booking Koala.
Okay, I will come back to that question. Is your email activated on Booking Koala?
Yes. No, that's another thing. I can't seem to activate my email either. Like I had a booking the other day and it didn't come through to my email.
Okay. I will come back to that question. I'm gonna try, is it Margarita? Did I say that correctly? Did you have a question about Wix, Stripe, or Booking Koala?
Sorry about that. You got that right, Jasmine. It's
Yes.
Margarita.
Okay, good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you
Good.
yourself?
I'm good. Thank you.
And it's a pleasure being on the platform. It's actually my first time.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. My question isn't WIC related. I've never even heard about WIC before, so I'm actually learning.
Okay.
So my question, like I'm a newbie, I haven't even got my first client as yet. I just want to know what would be or how to make a proper estimate, you know?
Okay.
Let's say if I have, yes.
For pricing.
And what would be a great discount for a startup just to get my foot wet in the game?
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to come back to that one as well. Okay. That's a good question.
No problem.
Okay. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. How do I move this thing up? Okay, there it is. Okay. So for how to connect your Stripe to Booking Koala. So I wish I can show you guys this seamlessly too. I don't be knowing like once I get my hands in here, then I can figure it out. I'm just gonna like try to is it admin? Yep. Okay. So I don't even remember. Okay. So I went to general, I went to store options, and then I went to admin. And then you scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you'll get your published key and your secret key. So I don't really know exactly where to find these keys at on Stripe, but if you like go to your search, if you're in Stripe and you just go to your search and type in published key, secret key, then they'll be able to show you where it's at, and you just copy and paste it and you'll plug it in here. Okay. Let me know. Can you show? Okay, yeah. So Stephanie, let me know if you understand.
I do.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And what was it? Okay. So the email situation. So it seems like you have to, your email address needs to be confirmed. Gosh, this one is a tough one because I'll be forgetting where it's at as well. Is it account? Is it your info? And every time I find it, it's like in a super easy space too, like every single time. Okay. Sorry, you guys, give me time to find this. Okay. While I'm finding this, I'm going to answer your question, Margarita. So with your pricing, right? The thing about pricing, I recently put a price sheet in there. I recently put a price sheet in the community, and I'll show you where it's at. Pricing is hard because there's not one set price point, especially with like different areas and different markets. Like what I charge in my area could be completely different to what you charge in your area. So the best thing to do is to do like market research, right? Do market research and call like 10 to 15 companies in your area, and figure out like what's their price points. Look at their websites, look to see how they do their pricing. Is it hourly? Is it by bedroom? Is it flat rate? Are they charging with square footage in mind? Do they do instant booking? Do they do, in-call estimates, or like email estimates? Like, take all of that into consideration when doing your pricing. Now, I did put a pricing, like a sample pricing sheet on there that you can use as a sample. And then also, if you look at the planning meeting, there is some workbooks that I put in there as well, that has a workbook in there that will help you with like writing out, when you're doing the research, you can write out each price point. Like, so basically it's like a sheet to where company A, you'll write down all their information and their prices. Company B, write their information, so on. And then you can kind of compare it if you want to figure out an average. But price points is just really hard. Now, one thing I would say is, don't feel forced to feel like you need cheap prices because you're new, because nobody's really going to know you're new but you. You know what I mean? Like, you could have been having your business for 10 plus years and now you just got a website. You know what I mean? So you don't have to necessarily feel forced to have introductory prices. Now, if you want to have a discount, then, of course, everybody offers some sort of percentage off. I would say stick with a threshold. Like, you'll never go more than 20%, right? Because people will try to, haggle you and ask you to go lower. But if you have your threshold, then you'll know, like, look, I done gave you 20% off. I ain't going no more, right? So like, whatever that number is, I would say stick with that number. And then also take in consideration, like, if your price points are maybe already a little bit lower than your competitors, because if your price points are lower than your competitors, then I wouldn't say go any, make sure your discount that you're offering is reflecting on that. Like, look, hey, look, I already make sure that we price our prices best in town. They're extremely competitive. I would love to be able to give you 10% off, but I know our prices can't beat anybody. You know what I mean? So take that into consideration with your pricing and discounts as well. Especially if you're like going to do Thumbtack, like, yes, I love Thumbtack, but I understand the difficulties that come with Thumbtack, right? And I am like a master garage seller, right? I love going garage sale. And I will I will talk somebody down on that price point, and then I'm okay to walk away, because the walk away, there's power in the walk away, okay? So like, I understand like that process with with having to go back and forth, but just create your price points, have your percentage, and like, look, this is why. Don't feel forced to go super, super low, because what happens is, if you go too low, then your cleaners are going to be upset, because they're like, yo, why am I cleaning this house for this amount of money? And then don't let it be a house. Let's say you get 2 clients in, right? Client A haggled you down to almost 35-40% off your price point. And then client B has the same type of booking, same size home within the square footage, same bedrooms, same type of cleaning they want, and their house is at a regular price. Your cleaner will be like, yo, why did I clean this house for this much and this house for this much? It'll kind of get them raising, questionable red flags. So that's what I would say for your pricing. Does that help? Do you have any follow-ups on that? And Naomi, I'm still looking too.
It definitely did help, and thank you so much, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
I have the work to put in now to do the research that I can see where I'm at.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yeah, check out that planning video that was done at the end of December, because those workbooks are in there. I kind of go over that, and then there's another pricing video in the course as well.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, y'all. I'm looking for this email. Because almost every single like new VA client we get has the same issue because of where this spot is at. Where this spot is at. And Eric, I didn't miss your win. You said that you booked 3 move-in and move-out cleanings this week and partner with the local carpet cleaning. Oh, awesome. For the first time yesterday, packaging carpet cleaning with house cleaning allow us to increase revenue for move-in and move-out bookings. That's dope. Working with partnering with local window cleaning companies later this week. Awesome. Do you also partner with moving companies too? Moving companies, I love partnering with moving companies, real estate agents, real estate brokers, property management companies, apartment locators, especially out here in Dallas. There's a lot of them apartment locators. No moving companies. I haven't. Oh yeah, moving companies are awesome because I mean, essentially, they are moving their, moving their customers. And then I love when I partner with the moving companies because we offer, they get something, I get something, right? And then I'm also offering their moving services to them because now I'm able to collect 20%. That's normally what we would get, right? So I'll be able to collect 20% of the total job amount if my client books their moving company. So like I'm getting paid on the back end too. So yeah, I love the moving companies. Goodness. Okay, anybody have any other questions? Drop it in the chat, come off mute, raise your hand while I like scrounge and find where this doggone email is at. I don't think it's a customer.